Okay, here are your types of reactions notes. We're only going to there are 5 types of reactions total. We're only going to go over the first 3 today because the last 2 take a while and they're more in depth. So we're going to break these up into 2 different days of notes. So for the first 3, your first one is combustion. You're going to know it's a combustion reaction if it has O2 in the reactants. That's how you're going to identify it as being combustion. Okay, so it's the burning of any substance in O2. Here's an example of a combustion reaction. You see it's got O2 right there on the reactant side. That's how I know it's combustion. Okay, this particular one is called combustion of a hydrocarbon. Okay, a hydrocarbon is any compound that has just carbon and hydrogen in it. It doesn't matter what these ratios are. It could be C2H8. This one's CH4. Doesn't matter. Any carbon hydrogen formula is called a hydrocarbon. Okay, so you're going to have combustion of hydrocarbons. That's going to be one type that you have. You're also going to have combustion reactions like this that have O2 on the reactant side, so they are combustion, but they are not combustion of a hydrocarbon. This one is simply a combustion reaction with sodium as one of the reactants. Okay. When you have one like this, to write the products for it, you just bring these 2 together and write their formula on the other side. Okay, so sodium has a 1 charge. That's why there's nothing here. Oxygen has a -2 charge. That's why that 2 came down to sodium. Please remember that this 2 here for the diatomic oxygen has nothing to do with the 2 coming here for the formula. Okay, that 2 is simply there because oxygen has a -2 charge. All right. Here is the combustion of a hydrocarbon. Still a combustion reaction. It has O2 on the reactant side, but here's this formula here that has carbon and hydrogen in it. So that's a hydrocarbon. Anytime you have a hydrocarbon combustion reaction, the products, and you are going to have to write the products yourself, they're always going to be CO2 plus H2O. And that's this note right here. Okay. Hydrocarbons always form CO2 and H2O every single time. It doesn't matter what this combination of C and H is. They always make these 2 products. Okay. So there's your combustion. The next type of reaction is a synthesis reaction.
Hannah Powell, please come to the office. Hannah Powell.
The synthesis reaction is the combination of 2 or more substances to form a compound. There is only one product. That's how you're going to know it's a synthesis reaction. One product. Typically, these are single elements coming together to make their compound over here, but they don't have to be. Okay, they cannot be single elements, but there will always only be one product. Here's our example of a synthesis. We got H2 plus Cl2 makes HCl. These are both diatomic, that's why they got the little 2's there. Okay, but it has nothing to do with how they form their compound on the other side. You just simply use their charges when you do their compound. Okay, so if you were given this, okay, you know it's synthesis because you got 2 single ones here coming together, and you would just write their compound over here. Aluminum has a 3 charge. That's why this 3 went down here. Chlorine has a -1 charge. That's why there's nothing here. Notice this 2 has nothing to do with writing the compound. Be very careful. I see that mistake made all the time. Okay, so chlorine charge is -1. That's why there's nothing there. Okay. The next kind that you're going to have is decomposition. How you're going to identify it as decomposition is the fact that it's only going to have one reactant. Okay, so it's the opposite of synthesis. Okay, you have one reactant, and what it's going to do is it's just going to pull these 2 apart on the other side. I think these are the simplest products to write. Okay, so you have your reactant here. It's one single substance. They simply pull apart over here to make hydrogen and oxygen, and just don't forget those 2's to make them diatomic. Okay, so if you were given this, first of all, you're going to label it as decomposition. It only has one reactant, right? And then all you're going to do is pull them apart on the other side, put that plus in the middle. Okay, just watch for your diatomics is the only thing. Like bromine is diatomic, so it's getting that little 2 just because it's diatomic. It has nothing to do with bromine's charge. Okay, only those 7 get that little 2. Okay, we're not going to do single replacement in these notes. Okay. And what I want to do really quick is just show you kind of what you'll see whenever you get these like as a problem. So let's see, for instance, if you had Ca plus Br2 arrow, and then let's say you had arrow, and then for your last example, let's give you okay. So you're only going to be given the reactant side. Your job is going to be to tell me what it is, what kind it is, and then to write the products. Okay. So this first one is synthesis. I've got two single elements over here. And what I'm going to write as a product is they're going to come together to make their compound. Okay. Calcium has a 2 charge. I'm going to put that there. Bromine has a 1. Don't put anything there. Okay. And then also 2, 2, 2. That's already balanced. Okay, so you wouldn't even have to put anything to balance it. All right. For this one, you have CO2, or you have O2 on the reactant side. That means it's combustion. So I would label this combustion. So look, this one's synthesis. This one's combustion. Okay. Since it's a hydrocarbon, the products are always CO2 plus H2O every single time. And then you would also need to balance that. Okay, this last one would be decomp. I would label it because it has a single reactant. To get over here, I would simply pull these apart. So I'd do Mg. It's not diatomic. Don't worry about it too. And then I would do Cl. It is diatomic, so don't forget that too. The fact that I'm putting that 2 there has nothing to do with the fact that there's a 2 over here. Okay, it's because it's diatomic. All right, and then you would balance them. So I just wanted to real quick show you kind of what you would see on your problems and what you're expected to do.